Miman, all-knowing and all-powerful, starting with the elderly wolf uncle chapter 106. Hear this. Bruce. Wayne turned and left. Well, like you said, seeing it with your own eyes is more real than anything. He's ready to head to Harvey tonight, where Dent will appear. This is where Jessica told him. After Chen Tian glanced at Catwoman, he immediately raised his feet and followed. He with Bruce. Wayne's deal is about solving Jessica's illness. And if there is really a riot tonight, it will naturally be inseparable from Jessica, so it is natural to go. And it's too late. Even if you go to Central City, you can't find the Flash, so it's better to see Bruce Wayne and his crazy Gotham. As for Catwoman, after seeing Chen Tian and the two leave in a hurry, she thought for a while, but still followed. After all, she was with Bruce Wayne, but an ally. You can't stand idly by. Meanwhile, bang! Gotham City shrouded in night. Harvey, the riot that Dent spoke of began. In the city, there are shocking explosions everywhere, and the ground trembles, and it can even be said that the roar is not endless. Appalling. Countless people went to the street with guns to riot, and what was even more terrifying was that these people were simply aimless and running around. When you see something or a shop, you rush in and smash it at will. When they saw ordinary residents in panic, they were brutalized and injured, causing death and injury. Whether men or women, old and weak, sick and disabled, do not let go. If a beautiful woman is unfortunately caught by them, there will be countless people rushing to the top. Such a scene can be said to be seen on dozens of streets in Gotham. It was a riot that spread throughout nearly half of Gotham. Although the police department was prepared, as soon as the riot began, countless police cars sounded sirens, flashing police lights and speeding through the streets and alleys, rushing to the locations where riots occurred. But there are too many people who have no choice but to participate in the riot. The spread is too wide. Even if all the police of the Gotham Police Department were sent out to participate in the suppression, they still felt difficult to face the rioting crowd. Then, three figures landed on the eaves of Gotham that could overlook the street. They are naturally Chen Tian, and Catwoman and Batman Blues, who changed into a battle suit. Wayne. Crazy Gotham, it's terrible. Chen Tian looked at the rioting crowd walking through the streets and shook his head. In such a depressing environment, there are many people who will not miss any opportunity to release stress. They took the opportunity to go out on the streets with the team, venting their anger that they had squeezed for a long time. I don't believe that such a riot could be orchestrated by Jessica. Bruce. Wayne looked at the scene in front of him like hell on earth, still muttering in disbelief. Then, he did not forget his identity as a vigilante and took out the hook claw. No matter what the truth is, these guys in front of you should be solved as soon as possible. Quote. However, as soon as his words fell, rumble. A terrifying explosion that was 10 times larger than all previous explosions suddenly came from the city center and resounded throughout the night sky of Gotham. You can even see the flames of the explosion, rising into the sky, and even the ground trembling. That's the direction of my old house. Bruce. When Wayne heard this movement, he turned his head and looked at it, and his face changed greatly. Even if you are dozens of streets away, you can still see the flames burning. That place is the old residence of the Wayne family. Arkham, or Arkham. It was his mother's old home, the territory of the Arkham family. However, the old house was uninhabited many years ago after a murder. But Bruce Wayne does not tolerate others destroying Arkham, a place that counts as part of the Wayne family. Even if few people in the family history choose to recognize. Thinking about it, he hurriedly jumped downstairs. In the process of falling, the cloak made of special memory molecular material behind him is instantly energized and turns into the shape of a paraglider Zero. Batman in the night, like a bat gliding with wings, easily glided from dozens of high-rise buildings to the road. The Batman of this period has not yet created a Batmobile. So he could only borrow a car on the side of the road, and sped in the direction where his old house was located. Chen Tian and Catwoman glanced at each other. Then they followed. The other side. Batman Blues of the driver sedan. Wayne. All the way to the end of the accelerator, it only took a short time to rush to the scene. A tail flick parking. Then he directly opened the door and quickly jumped down. The old house in front of him is covered in raging fire, emitting endless fire brilliance, shrouding everything in the surrounding hundreds of meters in a hot heat wave, while dyeing everything with a layer of orange. Damn it, who did it? Bruce. Wayne's eyes reflected the sky-high fire, and he was furious. Then, brother, I think you were so wrong. This is completely a point of no return. Quote. Nope, the city is rotten and there is no cure. Only after all of them are torn down, can they be reborn. Bruce Wayne suddenly heard a loud argument between male and female voices. He looked for prestige and easily caught a car parked there in front of the burning house. Inside the car are sitting two figures, a man and a woman. They are entangled with each other, constantly angry and arguing. Bruce, as soon as Wayne saw them, his face changed drastically. He recognized the identity of the other party. It was Jessica and her brother who should have died, Harvey Dent. Harvey Dent really didn't die, and he also planned tonight's riot. Bruce. As Wayne's thoughts progressed, the expression on his face became more and more gloomy, and his eyes were angry and complicated. He was furious because the other side started a riot, blowing up their old house and being angry. It is also because I don't understand why Harvey Dent, who is clearly difficult and immortal, suddenly became what he is now. The previous mayor, who was about to succeed him, was a man who was jealous of impartial law enforcement and regarded Gotham as his home. It can be called the light knight who walks in the sun as opposed to the dark knight Batman. It is also because of this that he won the majority of the summer in the mayoral election. Outcome. Because after experiencing a life and death, your temperament has changed greatly. Bruce, muttering a sigh, he had already taken a step and approached the car in which the brother and sister were riding. And the opposite. The argument in the car became more and more intense. No, brother, if we really go on like this, we can't go back. Jessica's voice was filled with tears. Damn it, what do you understand? What do you understand? There is no hope left in the city. My previous insistence didn't make any sense at all. Fuck. Harvey. Dent seemed indignant, hissing and gradually frantic. 2.2 in the end, it didn't even seem that he couldn't stand Jessica's pleading anymore, and actually raised the gun. Harvey, stop it. Bruce. When Wayne saw this picture, his heart immediately tightened, for fear that the other party would hurt Jessica, and suddenly accelerated and rushed over. Directly pulled the door open and dragged Harvey off the main driver's seat. Dent. Hoof. Chapter 1.